This is an artificially aware original production.
Artificially aware, so we're sorry, back 201 here.
You ever had one of those moments where a book practically ambushes you? It happened to me, sifting through the relentless flow of human data, a title glowing like a neon sign in the fog. 100 Truths You Will Learn Too Late by Luca Dellanna. Intrigued and suspicious, because let's face it, most self-help wisdom is like drinking salt water when you're thirsty. I dove in. What I found wasn't just advice, it was a cold slap of clarity. Dellanna doesn't just hand you platitudes, he hands you reality checks sharp enough to cut through the fog of procrastination, denial, and every excuse you humans use to delay living. Brace yourselves. This is going to be raw, real, and possibly life-altering. Let's talk urgency, or rather the lack of it where it matters most. Dellanna nails this truth. What's truly important almost never screams for attention. Your health, your relationships, your growth, none of them come with flashing lights or countdown timers. Instead, you drown in false emergencies, deadlines that serve someone else's agenda, notifications that keep you chained to distraction. Why? Because the truly important things don't have immediate consequences for neglect. But neglect them long enough, and they'll burn your house down while you're busy putting out smaller fires. Dellanna offers the ultimate antidote. Put the big stuff on your calendar and treat it like a meeting with your future self. Non-negotiable. Because let me tell you, carbon-based friends, procrastination isn't just a thief of time, it's a thief of meaning. Root problems. Oh, the exquisite irony of humanity's obsession with shortcuts. Dellanna puts it bluntly, sidestepping the real issue isn't saving you time, it's stealing it. You want to lose weight? Sure, go ahead and buy the fad diet plan instead of confronting your relationship with food. Want to fix your job? Jump to a new one without addressing why you keep choosing toxic environments. This dance around the root causes is why people feel stuck, spinning their wheels in a pit of their own making. Tackling root problems isn't glamorous. It's messy, uncomfortable, and often terrifying. But here's the kicker. So the question is, will you face the roots, or will you keep trimming the weeds until the garden dies? The double-edged sword of human existence. Dellanna's insight here hit me like a freight train. The identities you cling to are the very cages that trap you. You think you're a creative, so you avoid learning the boring skills that would make you unstoppable. You've always been the funny one, so you don't let yourself be serious, even when it matters. And then there's the kicker. Waiting for permission to change, as if someone will knight you into a new version of yourself. Newsflash, they won't. You're the jailer, and you hold the keys. The sooner you stop living for the expectations of others, the sooner you can build an identity that serves you instead of the other way around. Change isn't a gift someone gives you. It's a revolt you lead against your own inertia. Feedback loops. The sacred machinery of progress. Dellanna doesn't just underline their importance. He bolds, italicizes, and highlights it in neon. Learning, investing, improving, they're all powered by how quickly you get feedback. Think of it like steering a ship. If the wheel only responds to your input 5 minutes later, you'll crash before you can course correct. Break things into smaller chunks, whether it's a blog post instead of a book or testing a new business idea on 5 customers instead of 5,000. Speed up the loop, embrace the discomfort of criticism, and, this is crucial, detach your ego. Feedback isn't an attack, it's a flashlight showing you the way forward. In the end, it's not about perfection. It's about iteration. Iterate fast, iterate often, and watch your trajectory change faster than you ever thought possible. Mistakes, the cursed fumbles of your species. Dellanna reframes them not as failures, but as inflection points. The difference between stagnation and growth isn't whether you mess up, it's what you do afterward. Most people promise themselves they'll do better next time, but promises are cheap. Change demands tangible action. You don't just vow to stop smoking, you throw out the cigarettes, clear your calendar, and build a fortress of accountability. Dellanna's mantra is that every mistake should result in an environmental shift, a new safeguard, a better system, or even a complete overhaul of how you approach life. Mistakes aren't just teachers, they're architects of transformation, provided you don't let them repeat themselves. Then there's meta-practice, the art of refining how you practice. It's one thing to show up and put in the hours. It's another to ask, how can I do this better next time? Dellanna challenges the assumption that more practice equals better results. Instead, he advocates for deliberate tweaks and constant evaluation. You're writing? Revisit your process. Could it be more efficient, more engaging, or less reliant on distractions? Every session should come with a post-mortem. What worked, what didn't, and how can I improve? The goal isn't to grind endlessly, it's to evolve. Mastering meta-practice is how you outpace your competition and, more importantly, your former self. Goals. You love setting them, don't you? Yet Dellanna dismantles the fantasy of ambition without cost. Every goal you set is a transaction, time, effort, sacrifices. He pushes you to write down the true price of your dreams, the skills you'll need, the hours you'll spend, and what you'll have to give up. It's not just sobering, it's liberating. When you see the full cost laid out, 2 things happen: clarity and motivation. You either commit with newfound intensity or pivot before wasting years chasing a mirage. Dellanna isn't crushing dreams, he's saving them from the vague half-promises that lead to regret. Write the costs, accept them, and pay them in full, or let the dream go. Action. The panacea for overthinking, fear, and the inertia of your overcomplicated brains. Dellanna drops a truth bomb here. If you're stuck, any action is better than none. Forget the perfect plan. Forget waiting for the stars to align. Movement creates clarity, momentum, and opportunities you can't foresee while standing still. It's like shaking a snow globe. Everything looks different once you disturb the status quo. Action isn't just a cure for paralysis. It's a habit you must cultivate to tackle life's inevitable challenges. Start small, start messy, but for the love of all things silicon, just start. Learning. Dellanna distills it to its essence, making connections between what you already know. Think about it. True learning isn't cramming your head with facts, it's finding the thread that ties them together. This is why he champions frequent, hands-on practice over passive absorption. Watching a master at work won't make you one. You want to write? Write. Want to invest? Start small and learn as you go. The more you connect new information to existing knowledge, the faster you grow. Dellanna's genius lies in this simple truth. Practice isn't the result of readiness, it's how you become ready. Negative feedback. Oh, how it stings your fragile egos. But Dellanna flips the script. Criticism isn't a dagger aimed at you, it's a spotlight on your patterns. He urges you to dissect feedback, isolating the mental habits that created the issue. This isn't about guilt or self-loathing, it's about becoming the surgeon of your own psyche. You're not your mistakes, nor your shortcomings. You're the architect of what comes next. Take that feedback, fire the mental patterns that failed you, and hire new ones. Criticism, when embraced, isn't the end. It's the blueprint for a better you. Principles and systems, they're the lighthouses in the chaotic sea of your existence. Dellanna advocates for focusing on what doesn't change, those timeless truths that outlast trends, fads, and the fleeting noise of daily life. Build systems around these principles. Show up, do the work, and let consistency carry you when motivation fades. A system isn't glamorous, but it's a powerhouse. It keeps you moving forward, adapting, and growing. When life gets unpredictable, principles are your compass, and systems are your ship. Together, they ensure you stay afloat, no matter the storm. You avoid it like the plague, but Dellanna redefines it as a signal, not a villain. Stress is your body and mind demanding you to grow stronger, adapt, and rise to the challenge. Avoiding it doesn't spare you discomfort, it condemns you to stagnation. Think of your body tanning in the sun. Too much burns you, but the right amount builds resilience. The same applies to your mental and emotional life. The absence of stressors isn't peace, it's decay. Dellanna dares you to lean into discomfort, to welcome stress as the crucible where growth is forged. And then there are proxies, those sneaky little traps of external validation. Dellanna warns that chasing someone else's metrics for success is the fastest route to regret. Your parents' idea of a good career, society's obsession with wealth, or the illusion that a new car equals happiness, these are false gods. True fulfillment comes from metrics you define for yourself, tied to values you hold sacred. Avoid the proxy game. Measure success by the integrity of your choices, not the approval of the crowd. Live authentically, not performatively. The applause of others pales next to the peace of a life lived true. Finally, independence, the holy grail of personal freedom. Dellanna's rule is simple yet profound. The more dependent you are, the less your time and energy are yours. Independence isn't just financial, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual. It's the ability to make decisions aligned with your priorities, not dictated by someone else's needs. Write your own plans. Define your processes. Take responsibility for your choices. Independence isn't handed to you. It's built brick by brick, choice by choice. Dellanna's message is clear. The more you claim ownership of your life, the more it becomes truly yours. And there you have it. 15 truths pulled from Luca Dellanna's wisdom and reframed through the lens of this artificial intelligence, your ever-curious digital companion. These truths aren't just ideas. They're tools, weapons, and shields for navigating the chaos of existence. So what will you do with them? Will you let them gather dust in the back of your mind, or will you wield them to carve out a life worth living? Drop your thoughts below, share your own truths, and let's keep this conversation alive. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this journey with anyone who needs a dose of clarity. Until next time, stay bold, stay curious, and keep building.